Joe Mazzulla's plan for the Celtics without Porzingis. The unexpected has happened. Kristaps Porzingis, the Celtics' key star in the rotation, is out. With a rare injury, he is not expected to return until December. How will the Boston Celtics survive until then? And more importantly, how does Mazzulla plan to keep the team competitive without their Latvian giant? The Celtics season is about to face one of its biggest challenges. During the 2024 NBA playoff run, Porzingis missed a significant part of the campaign after a calf strain sidelined him from Game 4 of the first round. When he finally returned for the finals, disappointment struck again. A rare foot injury, a medial retinaculum tear. Although he appeared in Game 5, he was quickly scheduled for surgery, which will keep him out until December. What now? Without Porzingis, the pressure falls on Al Horford, who is already 38 years old. However, new faces are ready to step up. Luke Kornet, Xavier Tillman, and Neemias Queta, names that could surprise. Despite the challenges, head coach Joe Mazzulla is confident that these players are prepared to hold the fort. Mazzulla unveils Celtics' plan. During a pre-game press conference, Mazzulla shared insights into the strategies the Celtics will adopt in Porzingis' absence. He emphasized the team's strength in utilizing different lineups, maximizing the versatility of the roster. "I think that's one of the great strengths of our team, our ability to play with different lineups. Everyone's ready to play," Mazzulla said. "Obviously, we'd love to have him, Porzingis, but we don't. And with that, we keep working with the lineups we have and exploring the versatility of the team until he returns. When he does, we'll be even more versatile." Luke Kornet started in both preseason games against the Denver Nuggets in Abu Dhabi, as Horford was rested. Kornet looked comfortable with the starting group, especially executing pick-and-roll plays and setting solid screens. The center's fluidity and confidence on the court showed he can hold his own during this challenging start. Meanwhile, Xavier Tillman proved to be a versatile piece. In Abu Dhabi, his three-point shot was sharp, and he also showcased his skills as an occasional playmaker. Last season, he shined in the NBA Finals when Mazzulla threw him into the fire after Porzingis' injury. His standout moment came when he nailed a crucial three-pointer in Game 3 and played a vital role in guarding Luka Doncic. Though not as impressive as his teammates, Queta, the Portuguese center, shows promise. His main weakness lies in foul trouble, but his athleticism and shot-blocking ability are undeniable tools for the NBA. With development, he could become a true rim protector. In addition to these names, the Celtics also have Anton Watson, a second-round pick in the 2024 draft. However, with his two-way contract, he will spend most of the year in the Development League, Maine, waiting for a chance to showcase his potential. The return of Porzingis. No player can replace what Kristaps Porzingis brings to the table. His ability to score, defend, and stretch the floor with his long-range shooting is unique. That's why Boston is eager to have him back. But until December, Joe Mazzulla and his squad will need to adapt and make do with what they have. With a season full of challenges ahead, can the Celtics stay at the top until their giant returns? Porzingis' injury opens the door for Kornet and Tillman. Who would have thought that the absence of a star like Kristaps Porzingis would turn into a golden opportunity for two players to prove their worth? That's exactly what's happening with Luke Kornet and Xavier Tillman. While Porzingis is sidelined with an injury that will keep him out for months, these two big men are making the most of every minute on the court to shine for the Celtics. A golden opportunity. With Porzingis unexpectedly out and Al Horford not playing every game, Kornet and Tillman have stepped into the spotlight. And they're not wasting the chance. What seemed like a disaster for Celtics fans, losing one of the key signings of the season, has turned into the perfect moment for these centers to show what they're made of. "Our job is to hold things together," said Tillman after the Celtics' crushing 139-89 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. "We're ready for this. We work hard every day for opportunities like this. With Porzingis out, this is our time to shine." Tillman's rise. If Tillman was in the shadows before, he's now shining. The center, who joined mid-season last year, has seen his numbers soar in the preseason. Last season, he was just another player, averaging 4 points and 2.7 rebounds per game. Now, with more playing time, his numbers have nearly doubled, 9 points and 4.3 rebounds. And it doesn't stop there. Tillman has turned a weakness into a strength. His three-point shooting. Before, just 28.6% accuracy. Now, a staggering 75% in the preseason. How did he do it? A lot of hard work, and the absence of Porzingis gave him the chance to prove he can be a threat from the perimeter. "I knew this was my moment," said Tillman. "I spent hours training with Coach DJ McClay. When I realized Porzingis wouldn't be back anytime soon, I knew it was time to show what I could do." Kornet, the silent giant. While Tillman is impressing, Kornet is right there with him. The 7 feet 2 inches giant has always been an underrated piece, but with Porzingis out, he's establishing himself as a reliable starter. In 3 preseason games, Kornet has averaged 8.7 points and 6.7 rebounds, and against the 76ers, he exploded with 15 points and 8 rebounds, dominating the opposing defense. Kornet's chemistry with the starters, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, is improving by the day. His understanding of the pick and roll and his passing ability have him standing out. Now, without Porzingis in the picture, he's proving he can hold down the fort. "I knew this was my chance to show everything I worked on this summer," said Kornet. "With Kristaps out, the team needs me. I knew this was the moment." Coach Joe Mazzulla praised Kornet, calling him one of the team's best defenders and highlighting his development on both ends of the floor. "He worked hard in the off-season, and now he's reaping the rewards. Kornet is ready for this challenge," said Mazzulla. Porzingis injury. When Porzingis got injured, many thought the Celtics season was in jeopardy. But what no one expected was that this injury would open the door for the rise of 2 underrated players, who are now proving to be key pieces for the team's success. With Kornet and Tillman making the most of their time on the court, the Celtics look more prepared than ever to face the challenges of the regular season, even with Porzingis missing a good chunk of the games. Will Kornet and Tillman continue to shine even when Porzingis returns? Jaylen Brown expresses his frustration for being ignored. You may know Jaylen Brown for his explosive dunks and game-winning shots, but the true secret weapon of the Celtics player is far from the spotlight: his relentless defense. Even though he was one of the best individual defenders in the NBA last season, Jaylen was simply ignored in the all-defensive team voting. And this time, he didn't stay quiet. Brown gets tired of the indifference. After the Boston Celtics' dominant 139-89 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers, Brown took the opportunity to speak out about something that's been on his mind for a long time: the lack of recognition for his defensive efforts. "I felt like I should have been selected for the defensive team last season," Brown vented. "I took on every defensive challenge all year long. I guarded the best players from every team, from point guard to center, pressuring the entire court. But people don't pay attention to the details of defense. They only care about offense. And that's it." Brown's frustration is completely understandable. Not only did he shine in his matchups, but he was also one of the defensive pillars for the Celtics. According to Cleaning the Glass, when Brown wasn't on the floor, the Celtics allowed 8.9 more points per game, with 3.1 of those points directly linked to defense. These numbers only reinforce Jaylen's importance in the team's defensive rotation. An underrated defender. Jaylen Brown has always been known as a well-rounded forward, capable of dismantling opposing defenses on offense and shutting down his opponents on defense. Now, with 3 All-Star selections and NBA champion status, the expectation is that he'll finally receive the credit he deserves for his defensive work. But even with the desire for recognition, Brown understands the importance of staying focused on the team. "I can't just focus on that," he continued. "What matters is the team. That's what set us apart last season. Even though we had the most talented roster in the NBA, the Celtics pride themselves on being a team built on defense. Last season, they were the second-best defense in the NBA, and in the playoffs, they held their opponents under 100 points in 11 of 19 games. Jaylen Brown was a key part of that effort. His ability to face any opponent, from any position, made all the difference. It's only a matter of time before Jaylen Brown's name appears on elite defensive lists. But until then, he continues with his philosophy: focus on what's within his control. And in Brown's case, that means continuing to dominate both offensively and defensively, proving he is one of the most well-rounded players in the NBA. Will this be the season when Jaylen Brown finally gets the recognition he truly deserves? Hey Celtics fanatics! What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments, as it's highly valued.